Let me start with a couple of things. Why am I here? Why am I interested in this team? Put aside the sentimentality of what I just talked to you about. I've been very fortunate in my life to do some things that have turned out pretty good. Done some things, I've taken some risks that didn't turn out as well, but we survived and we moved on and we learned. About 3 years ago, having had great success with American baseball and lesser success with American soccer, we can call it soccer in America. We call it football here. So we began to look at what else we could do that would be interesting and a challenge at this stage in our life. And I fixated upon English football. And I began to look for the right opportunity. I was fortunate along the way to meet my friend now, Mark Palmer, who is a tremendous expert in English football. He has consulted with over a dozen teams, and he will be here with you as part of our team, helping to embrace in the Wycombe way and to make it better and to deliver the product that we all want for everybody else. But Mark and I started our journey to find the right team. And I will tell you that it is tough, because one of the things I insisted upon was something that apparently most people in football are not interested in. We need to be able to come to a situation where we can build an economic model that makes sense. We've been fortunate in our lives to have developed some money, but I am not so rich, nor does it make good sense to just pour money into a team so that I can have 5 years of parading myself around and saying, look at me, what I'm doing. What I'm interested in doing, in everything I've done, is building a culture and an institution for success. This place has that. So Mark and I went through probably almost a dozen clubs, some of which I liked, some of which I didn't. We got pretty close down in Yeovil, and Matt's going to ask me a series of questions, and I'm sure that'll come up because people like to hear about it, and we'll answer that. And we got past it. And then about a month ago, as Trevor says, I got a call from Mark, and he said, what about Wycombe? And I said, that's a place that I'm truly interested in. Let me tell you how we see this going. Our goal is to have an engagement, just like when you're getting married. When Trevor and I first started talking, I said, you don't know me, and candidly, I don't know y'all. I think I'm a delightful person. I think everybody ought to love me. My wife loves me. So far I got one. But I believe that if we do things right, people will want us to be part of a marriage going forward. And if we can't prove to you that you should want us, then candidly, I don't want to be part of somebody who doesn't want me. So Trevor drove a pretty hard bargain. I said, well, I'll lend you some money. What sort of interest rate will I get? And he looked at me like I was mad. So we finally came up with this deal that he has given to you. One of the things I did once we did that, and we came over, is I said, well, let me build the team that can make this happen. So I got Mark. I got him to agree to help. We wanted to make sure Michael Davies was going to stay, and he and I have had good conversations. And then I got my nephew, Peter Couhig, who is a tremendous analytics guy. He has agreed to, he's got kids in school, but he has agreed to come and spend time. And when I say spend time, oodles of time, as much as the immigration people will allow us to have. And a part of our commitment is tomorrow he's going to meet with the immigration people so he can be here full time. Because this is a huge investment for us financially, emotionally, and we like to believe we're successful people. And we know that you can only be successful if you put everything into it. So that's the team that we will be assembling off of the field. off the pitch, excuse me. One of the reasons I tell you that is that you should be aware of my sort of philosophy on how this will work. I am not interested in mediocrity, on the pitch or off. I believe, and I think I've told everybody who I've associated with since I've been here, that I want it so that when a fan comes to the game, they have a good time. I can't guarantee success on the field. But shame on me if the place is not clean, if ladies can't go to the ladies' room and not be embarrassed, and because it is dirty, we're going to have it clean. If you can't get a cold beer, I happen to like cold beer. If you can't get a good dog or a pie or whatever, we're going to have all of that the best it can possibly be. That's something we can achieve, and we can do it, and we know how to do it, and we will. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to take some parts of the unique culture here. I already met with Lisa. She volunteers twice a week. You know, y'all have, John explained this to me, volunteer after volunteer after volunteer who comes here and helps of their own free will, and that helps the club. We're going to inculcate, we're going to bring all of that to bear, because that's what makes the Wycombe way different. It's what makes this club successful. That's going to not only not change, it's going to be enhanced, it's going to be recognized, and we're going to be properly appreciative. The third thing you can do to make this club successful is be a good team on the field. We are among the, and I say we because I think I'm now part of this, among the most fortunate teams in all of English football, because we have the right manager at the right time, and he has assembled the right players, and I think he can bring us to where we need to be. Will there be times in which you say, wow, I don't think I would have played Jones, I would have played Smith? Shame on you if you don't have that conversation once in a while. But know this, I've met with dozens of people in his position in various sports. I don't think I can name on one hand people with as much maturity and integrity and interest and devotion to getting the job done as I have with Gareth. And that is really makes this decision on Missy and my part that much easier. I'm not here to preach this or that. I just wanted to come up. Thank you. We're having the time of our lives here. You will see us here all the time. I got two small things and I'll show you sort of my mindset. I'm so grateful that this huge crowd turned up. I think we're selling beer like nothing I've ever seen before. That ought to carry us through July, huh? And on the off chance it didn't, Missy went into the store and bought 32 hats and shirts and all of that, and I got to buy an extra bag to bring the stuff home. So we're looking forward to this. I want you to know this. That's my wife. In real life, she plays Vanna White. Now, we are looking forward to this so much. Trevor mentioned that I came over a day after this call. You should know this. You can contact me personally anytime. I'm not promising you I will respond that moment, but shame on me if I don't respond within 24 hours. That is how I like to operate, because it's your club and mine. It's a partnership. We're going to fulfill our goals together, and that goal is to be a financially sound institution that's going to last forever, and we're going to put a great team on the field.